leave you with a, I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it.
So, boom. What up, Couch Gang, Hip Hop, Crime Music, Crimettes? Welcome back to the Couch with your man BITO, back with another reaction, and we're live. So if you know, you know. If you don't, hit the button below. This is the last one of the night, and I feel like as I always conclude, I'll always conclude with a Crow reaction. Shout out Crow Reaction. If you don't know about Crow Reaction, go subscribe to her channel. I should tag her in any of her requests because she has bangers for the most part. Every time she's requested something on these lives, they've been nothing but slaps. You know what I'm saying? She gave me a couple of gem ones, which were all slaps too. But then she's like, I'm going to bring up the mood a little bit, and then I get hit with this. So I fucks with Crow. You know what I mean? Shout out Crow for bringing this one to the table or to the couch. And we going to hop into this. Akala, if I'm saying that right, Fire in the Booth. The name sounds familiar, but I feel like I don't know who that is. So we going to hop into this and see what it is.
You going to dig this?
You know, it's Fire in the Booth. We know he is on fire, and we know all that shit's happening, so.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Oh, okay, yep, history time.
Yo. Okay, yo. I like you. You're like a tiger.
Yes, I grew up on a dole in a single parent family. Been through a little bit of tragedy. Yes, I was around drugs and violence before the day that I started secondary. That's part of it, not half of it. Get the picture, the rest ain't necessary. Growing up, got a little caught up. That ain't even half of my life. Also given the knowledge of self, that is all we actually need to survive. If you saw me, age 9, reading Malcolm, just fine. Teachers still treated me stupid. Students that couldn't speak English, they put me in groups with. The irony is, some of the first man to give me schooling, you were called gangsters. I already explained that we know what the truth is. They used to say don't be like me. Yeah, I got a name and don't on the street. Nighttime comes, I can't sleep. It's the part that rappers don't speak. We don't hit the road cause we're thugs. Don't come out the room, wanna sell drugs. If we got the right guidance and love, would we fight people just like us? How can I knock the hustle to get by? How do you think I ate as a child? Judge no one, done many things wrong. Just don't boast about it in songs, but listen to my older bars. I was just as confused as you probably are, but you grow when you learn. Travel, cut, one too many man, you know, get caught. One too many man that could have been doctors, end up spending the whole life boxed up. You learn if you study, so set out just to make them money. No cover, it's all about getting poor people to fight with one another. So
he's educating right now.
It's logically that us killing our brothers, dissing our mothers is right in line with the dominant philosophy of our time. But time is a cycle, not a line. Comes back around, you regain your mind. You be ready for the energy I challenge in my rhyme. Remedy the pedigree, the jeopardy your mind when the world is.
Prompter People's Pocket Q is the most modular and professional smartphone teleprompter with the ability to upgrade to a monitor.
Come on, dog. It's fucked up.
Leverage is a crime. We can all fight with our brothers over crumbs. Harder to fight the one who makes guns. We can all talk get $2. Harder to be the one who seeks knowledge. If we understood economics with no money's nothing, think nothing of it. Money is a means to get wealth, not the wealth itself. And don't get confused, far from broke. All that you see me do I own, but I won't hang what I make around my neck. I know from where that the diamonds came, but I do literally own a library that definitely costs more than your chain. And businesses and property, far from starving. I eat quite properly and I don't care. Just said it for the kids who need to know you're not broke to listen. Don't know what asset from a liability, they never been shown nor told the difference, so they don't change situation. Richest man in Britain is Asian, that's significant, not coincidence. Asian people build businesses, not
game. That's the same shit that happened over here in America, dog. You talking facts? You talking facts with that one? Oh, shit.
Liability, they never been shown nor told the difference, so they don't change situation. Richest man in Britain is Asian, that's significant, not coincidence. Asian people build businesses not by flossing, going out shopping, giving up their culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who runs our ish? So we shake our ass and dance as if racism just upped and vanished. But has it? No, it's right on course. You're beaten so bad you're trained to ignore. Let me not just make.
Yo, he's talking right now with that. He's talking with that. Let's play that back, man. Listen close.
Who runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who
listen close.
Listen, don't know what asset from a liability, they never been shown nor told the difference, so they don't change situation. Richest man in Britain is Asian, that's significant, not coincidence. Asian people build businesses not by flossing, going out shopping, giving up their culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Bollywood?
Not by shopping, giving out culture for everyone's profit. That hits, dog, because that sounds familiar. That sounds like, you know, that sounds like stuff that happens over here at home, dog. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like it happens over there too. So it's like exploiting yourself to the masses and giving out game but not building the wealth. And like these conversations always happen, I feel like, just very often, either on social media or just even within, like, you know, your circles. Like, you know, we all know the Asian cultures keep to themselves and do exactly what he's talking about. The like other cultures do that, but for some reason our culture is just not. We're getting to it, as time moved along, but there's still these instances, and like it's just always exploitation in the black culture and shit. It's weird, and we use this music to do this when like we could just be switching it up. But he's not lying, man. He's talking, dog. I'm not gonna get too far into it. My brain is all foggy and shit too, so that's why I'm like, let me just not get too deep into that because that's gonna require too much just critical thinking on the matter, and I don't feel like critically thinking right now at the moment. I want to just go to bed, but I want to enjoy this reaction. So we're gonna enjoy the reaction instead of getting into that part.
People build businesses not by flossing, going out shopping, giving up the culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who runs our ish? So we shake our ass.
Who runs Bollywood? Indian people.
And dance as if racism.
What he say?
Runs Bollywood? Indian people. Who runs our ish? So we shake our ass and dance as if racism just upped and vanished. But has it? No. It's
you know who runs our shit? UMG. The record labels in America. I don't know what goes on over there, but you know, we don't run our shit like that. We tried to a couple of times, you know, but the hip hop police is real. You gotta keep that culture down because it's too powerful. Hip hop in America is too powerful, man. It affects the masses, and they seen that shit early. So that's why we see a lot of this bullshit music out right now.
On course, you're beaten so bad you're trained to ignore. Let me not just make sweeping statements. Give me a second, I'll explain it. For small amounts of drug possession, there's more black people in jail in America than there is for rape and armed robbery and murder all put together. You can say they're just locking up thugs. Imagine they're in prison, every middle class kid that had ever held drugs. Oh, that's right, that'd be your kids. Bigger than that, what is going on with this? Prison in America's private business. To get paid 50k per year per inmate by the state. Just wait, also legally are allowed to use their prison inmates as slaves. Cheap slave labor, big corporations, they come out.
I really wish I didn't listen to this at 2 o'clock in the morning after a few cups and just a few things going on. I really wish I heard this earlier because I really like what he's talking right now. And I don't want to just be like, I like what he's talking about. I kind of want to get into it, but I just know I can't get into it right now. I just know.
Jail when they can't get a job. So when we celebrate going to jail, we are literally celebrating enslavement. Add to that the hood that you live in, engineered social condition that breeds crime by design. Where do you think you get your? And you can say that they're just black, but I like to deal with facts. In the 1920s, you would have found in America black towns, prospering centers of economics to education.
I think I want to say that's Oklahoma. Black Wall Street, dog.
To make you proud, but some people couldn't bear that the former slaves would not just slide down to the KKK and other hate groups. Burn those towns to the ground, killing hundreds.
Funny, I didn't even get on that. Like once again, there's always these instances where they shut the black growth and progression down, dog. Like we've been getting fucked for a long time. Be like I said, I ain't trying to get into it. It's too late.
If it ain't understood, you think you were always living in the hood. It's only been 60 years since the hung blacks and burn them, and that was so cool. They were your baskets, picnic baskets, even gave kids the day off school. Go see a lynching, have a picnic. It's fun to watch the little monkeys die, and people act a little dysfunctional. You wanna pretend that you don't know why. If your color means you can be killed and you're powerless to get justice about it, is it difficult to figure out how you would then end up feeling about it? And that ain't excuses, just dealing with the roots of abuses that make a reality. We're a generation of young men speak of ourselves as dirt casually. That's America, this Britain. Something similar, some different. In this country, the first enslaved with the working class. What's changed?
What I like the most about this too is that it sounds like, because he must be a UK artist, right? And if he is, it sounds like he's gaming me a lot on UK's culture on black folks. I could be misreading it, but I'm listening to that side because I'm relating to everything that he's talking about over here. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like the same shit over here. So that's universal, you know what I'm saying? That's a universal thing.
Job, worse conditions, most tax. Look where you living, yet you go to the pub. Friday night, you will fight with a guy. Don't know what for, won't fight with a guy. Suit and a tie, you send your kids to die in a war. They don't send the kids to the rich or the politician. It's your kids, the poor British. They're saying to go and die in a foreign land. To these wars that you don't understand. Yeah, they say you are British, and that lovely patriotism they feed you. But in reality, you have more in common with immigrants than with your leaders. I know both sides of my family, black and white, are fed ghetto mentality, reality in this system. Poor people dirt regardless of shade. But with that said, let's not pretend that everything is the same. When our grandparents came here to Britain, if you had a criminal record, you couldn't get in. That ain't protected from all of the stupid abuses they will be living. Kicked in the teeth, stabbed in the street, many times firebombed our houses, put feces through our letterbox, and of course the cops did so much about it. Daily, up to the 80s, people spitting in my pram because I was a baby. But of course, that has had no effect on why today we are crazy. And none of this was for any good reason. They were just dark and grieving to ease the guilt now for all of this treatment, constant stereotypes are needed. So if I celebrate how big...
It's funny listening to this too, that like, in America, we're taught to think that the racism is only in America and that the black struggle is only in America. But listening to this, it don't sound like it's too sweet for black folks over there too. And like, you know, we could even get deeper on just like the universe. So briefly touching on it, the universe is culture. You know what I'm saying? Human society and humans culture is just prejudice, racist, and everything. It sucks too. Like, it's a universal thing to just treat people like shit. Maybe out there it's classism, you know what I'm saying? But it sounds like it's still racism and shit like that out there to me. You know what I mean? Like, it could be different, but dog, this shit is crazy listening to this because we're not told any of this on this side of town. So hearing this, I'm like, oh, that shit. And like, you know, I know in Africa, they don't fuck with, so a lot of Africans don't fuck with African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. You know what I mean? So it's not to be like it's a black and white thing. That's why I said overall, the human race and society is just, this is just embedded in us. This shit is embedded in us all across the board. It's fucking nasty.
Bricks that I'm flipping, clips that I'm sticking, chicks that I'm hitting. I'm playing my position, but if I teach a kid to be a mathematician, messing with the schism, how they gonna fill a prison when materialism is no longer our religion? What do you think we got now in Britain? Just like America, private prison, prison for profit. That mean when your kids go jail, people make money off it. So keep environments that breed crime, build more jails at the same time. Market badness to the kids in the rhymes. Long as rich kids ain't dying, it's fine. Get them to the point where some are so lost.
Marketing badness to the kids in their rhymes, which is like, you know, like I said, the hip-hop police be stopping shit, so they want you to market certain shit. I just said that earlier in this video at some point. And just to further go it, you know, because I don't know the culture out there too much. I'm learning. But here, it's about doing the drugs. It's the doing the drugs and all that shit. And on top of the stuff that he's also still talking about, but it's now the drugs. You know what I mean? It's been the drugs the last 20 years. I mean, there's a conversation I had or mentioned a little bit ago. We can say that Lil Wayne, we can go back as far as Lil Wayne might be the culture shifter in regards to like the leans and all the perks and these crazy drugs, where before it was it was blunts, crack, cocaine, heroin, and like those things, and that was being put out there in the culture, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And this is a funny saying too, like in today's culture, the popping people are the users, versus back then it was the dealers and the sellers. You know what I'm saying? Now the users are what's popping. Like, we glorifying the fiends and the drug addicts and like the users and abusers that are popping out versus the dealers. It's weird that shift has happened in America's rap culture. I don't know what goes on out there, but in America's rap culture, that's been the shift the last shit. We in 2025. Lil Wayne was busting that out in 2008, damn near 2000. When did I Feel Like Dying come out? You know what I'm saying? We can go as far as that. Once I Feel Like Dying came out, that's what changed everything. We'll put it like that.
That you believe if they don't celebrate killing themselves off, that it's because they're soft. Was Malcolm soft? Was Marley soft? Tell me, was Marcus Garvey soft? Well, was Muhammad Ali soft? Nah, I think not, but they want us to think that the vote is cool. Being on vote is all we could do. We don't control the wholesale production, so who benefits from us moving the food? All thinking there's no way out of old life, but Malcolm X used to hustle on the roadside. And Marcus Garvey organized more than 6 million people with no Facebook or Twitter. Why is it something you can't eat? One of my own homeboys did a 10 straight in the boxing yard. Now what's he doing? Passing his doctorate. Don't tell me that it's too hard. Who trained you to believe you're inferior? Your son
still make change. Even if you had a criminal past, you still make change and you're allowed to. I mean, shit, I don't know how. Once again, UK is different than America's culture with that. If you got a homie that did 10 in the box, like, you can still make it and do your thing, but a doctorate and getting into schools, America will make it hard for you to do that. They ain't allow you to get into schools and all that. There's background checks for that type of stuff. So, yo, it's crazy, man. I'm just learning. Obviously, there's a lot more to learn and understand in the UK's culture when it comes to this, what he's talking about, but I just got put onto a lot of game with this.
Ever in Nigeria are the remains of an ancient moat dug 1,000 years ago, 20 meters wide, 70 down. Round the remains of an ancient town that's 400 square miles around. 400 square miles around. Please don't believe me, it was a documentary on BBC, but we ain't studying history. Too busy watching MTV, and MTV said wear platinum. Now everybody wanna go and wear platinum, and MTV said pop magnums. Now everybody wanna go and pop magnum. If MTV said drink prune juice, you will start hearing that in tune soon. Hey, today I wore my Cartier. Is it now more important what I got to say, or when I drive a Mercedes?
He's not lying. He's not lying, man.
TV said pop pop magnums. Now everybody wanna go and pop magnum. If MTV said drink prune juice, you will start hearing that in tune soon. Hey, today I wore my Cartier. Is it now more important what I got to say? Oh, when I drive a Mercedes, by the way, so everybody listen to what I got to say. Does that make you all happy? But my head's still nappy. Think for myself, so some mad at me. But on the mic, ain't not one bad as me. All of this here's good for the rhymes. Put us in the same place at the same time, and it's clear to everybody I'm out of my mind. Some of these guys are running out of their rhymes. Clear to everybody that has got ears. From the guy that they just might fear that they wanna get near, but they can't have a peer all day. I'm hard liquor, you just like beer. Front on the kid for another 5 years. Come to my shows and some criteria mean that much to them. It's a movement. I don't speak for myself, but a unit. Black, white, man, woman. Anyone who respects truth, we put in. Dudes are like no dinner, we're just pudding. Yeah, you're sweet, but no substance pudding. You can never ever be with a level on. All songs get played out there in Lebanon. We speak for the people properly, not for the old fat guys in offices and the girls love me. Ain't fair, you can't even be bothered to comb his hair.
Not for the motherfuckers at the parliament.
Anyway, that's enough kissing my own ass. Back to the more important task of being so shower. I got half the hood screaming, knowledge is power. And I ain't saying that'll change that, but I do know this for a fact. Right now there's a youth on your block with his hands on his face screwed up. So he don't care, don't give a that he won't let nobody call his bluff, but the words go in. Open your shackles, once that's happened, there is no going backwards. You start to see what is really happening. Who the enemy you should be attacking is. So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read. Don't let them say what you can achieve. Because when people are enslaved, one of the first things they do is stop them.
Knowledge is power, like you said, man. There's not a lot of knowledge in them books.
Because it is well understood that intelligent people would take their freedom. Because if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down if we knew our power. We would not elevate not one of these clowns if we knew our power. We wouldn't get arrogant when we get 2 pennies if we knew our power. We would see what everybody sees that we're rich already. But never mind MCs, go run for your mummy. I'm hungry, I run for my tummy. That's enough, back to you worshipping money. I'm off, back to the study. Man!
Well, he came up, man. He ain't in that no more.
Hey, brother!
That mic has been burned.
Illustrate Records. Now that is what you call fire
in the
booth.
Fire. That was fire, dog. Crow, you know how to send me off right, man. You know how to do me right with that. You know what I mean? Listen. When in doubt, put it in Crow's hands, and she gonna do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Give it a mic, give it a beat, and watch what she do with it. You know what I'm saying? Give her a song and watch what she do with that shit, man. I love when you just say it, I just play it, because I know I'm about to get something that's gonna blow my mind. And you brought me back too. Like I said, you give me the gem ones, you give me the bangers, and this was a gem slapper. This is a GS, you know what I'm saying? This is a GS song right here, Gen Slapper. I give that freestyle also a 12, because I can't not give something that gives you so much game where there was no negativity in it. He was flipping the negativity in it and trying to point out the positives in those verses of what could come out of those things, you know what I mean? And then he also came at just a lot of the establishments. He came at a lot of the industry shit. A lot of stuff that's getting marketed to the youth. Like, he was all across the board with just knowledge and game. And I love, as much as I be like, I like that click clack, shoot 'em up, bang bang, ignorant shit. I love game and jewels. You know what I'm saying? I love when people drop game, jewels, knowledge, whatever you want to call it. I love those information raps. You know what I'm saying? We call them IRs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love when dudes do that, because you need those type of things in there. And that, honestly, that was the essence of hip hop in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was obviously a vibe and a party and a funk, but those was different categories. But like I said, I think the hip hop police came in, you know, because there's always that secret hip hop meeting that, you know, the hip hop, what do you call it? Not fairy tales, but like, you know, that hip hop lore that's out there with where that meeting happened in the early 90s, in the late 80s, early 90s, where, you know, you had the positive rap groups out there. And I mean, at the end of the day, NWA was on a positive side, but taking it to the gangster rap level. And that's when you started seeing the shift, because they was the group that brought gangster rap in there, and Ice-T, and obviously, and DJ Quick, and a lot of people like that were involved. But remember, the groups before that, you know, you had Run DMC, EPMD? Hold on, let me go back. It's late, I'm nice. Run DMC, Public Enemy. Sorry, there we go. That's why I said let me play it back. Public Enemy, Beastie Boys. Like, you had those fun rapper, so to say. You had all that going on, which that was a little bit before my time, but I came right into like the end of that, you know what I mean? And then that's when you get into like, you know, the Big Daddy Kane's, which wasn't even on, it was just like the smooth Mac raps a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It was just a different thing. And then real quick, gangster rap, 1991, you know what I'm saying? I think, I would say probably what, 1991, gangster rap maybe started, 89, roughly, 89, 88. But I think it really started taking off more or less in the 90s. And then you had, obviously, the, you know, there's information that had came out recently where there was another attempt where it was like Dame, Suge, and like Herb, where they tried to do that again when that shift happened again, and then you seen where it happened again. And I'm pretty sure there was another fucking meeting in between. Maybe the whole Rockefeller brunch stuff was the shit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But like, there's always these instances in each era and generation of hip hop where there's this funny situations that go on, and then the direction of the music changes. And maybe we're experiencing it now with Kendrick Lamar and watching the party die, and he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do. Who knows? But I do recognize those things and those shifts and tides when it comes to rap. But once again, he's explained that a lot in this shit right here, man. Fire in the Booth, 13 years ago, dog, and a lot of this shit is still prevalent today. But that's where I think I'm gonna conclude on that. That was fire. But once again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. Also, go shout out and go check out Crow Reactions. Great individual, great lady, great woman. You know what I mean? And provides great bangers, dog, and got hella energy over there. So definitely go peep her as well, too. But that's where we're going to conclude on this reaction tonight. So if you got more Akala, if I'm saying the name right, if you got more just Fire in the Booth, more anything, if you just enjoying my reactions and my vibes, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We out.